Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Wednesday, the 8th of May. These days, holidays certainly throw me, I tell you. Okay, let's have a quick look. Well, there's not a lot of news coming out today. In fact, I'm going to make this really quick. There you go. French bank holiday today. It's modern. Oh no, it's tomorrow. There's quite a few. Got another bank holiday. Was it Friday? Anyway. Let's not worry about that right now. Nothing there really today. There are a number of speakers. In fact, if I just go down here, you'll see there's a number of speakers. There's crude oil inventories that's not listed on there. We've already had lots of this data. It is the 8th today. Yep, just checking. I've got the right data here. So not a great deal going on there at the moment. So let's have a look at these markets. And yesterday, well. The dollar's pressing back a little bit, and certainly it showed yesterday. It was slow here, but it got back to its weekly pivot here eventually. Now the question is it going to bounce off this, or are we going to see a breakdown? Now there's a difference between this and the pound for sure, but this is certainly looking questionable where it is at this stage here. A lot of Fed speakers. Look, the speakers are like Kashkari that was speaking yesterday. You've got to be a bit wary of. I mean, he really starts off the chat in a sort of mixed tone, a bit dovish, and all of a sudden it becomes a bit more hawkish in terms of they're more likely to leave rates untouched and increase them. Well, I don't know. I think traders maybe hanging on too much to every word or whatever else sometimes in what's been said here, but basically you really need to look at how the bonds are pricing things in and how things are priced in on the Fed watch and what some of these speakers are saying and how people react to them. Anyway, for now, the euro it has put a lower high in with all this price action that came through. Particularly in the afternoon there, it's broken the previous low, so it has got the signs of structural weakness. It's the question, as I say, is what it's going to do at this point here. So it's not the clearest. However, what is clearer is the pound, and it did exactly what I'd wanted it to do yesterday in terms of breaking down. In fact, when we look at it in the shorter time frames, it looks even better. But this did react, and it was looking soft in the morning, and eventually it got pretty close to cracking everything I was looking for. But did a little rally and then broke later in the afternoon into the early evening there, and it's run down at the moment, and it just looks from a daily point of view that touch weaker. Now it may be that you clear out of this tomorrow, but it's just the whole market here looked soft. It's easier to follow. It broke down through all the key points here. It went through its weekly pivot already. It broke through the 34, the 50, and the main trend line there. So all worked out pretty well there. So at the moment, looking soft. Well, in terms of overall, where's this going? There's the weekly S1 it sort of becomes the obvious point, but there is my very annoying pivot, which sits just a little bit lower, which seems to draw price down to it quite a lot over the last God knows how many years it seems. Anyway, there we are. US dollar yen, that is a work in progress really there. US dollar yen has continued the rally. It's from its previous highs there, 50 MA, everything aligned again. Some nice alignment. I was looking for this for the short side on the pivot there. It just didn't give a reversal. I mean, there's plenty of downside potential if it gives a reversal, but again, it's just softening up again. And well, I have to keep out of this. I mean, no, I'm not even going to say it. I'm prepared for the downside, but I'm leaving the rest alone. Aussie dollar, bit well, still reacting. I mentioned yesterday his prior highs here had pushed up there. The data wasn't particularly positive in terms of what people may have expected. We saw the breakdown lower high coming through there. It had been working quite nicely. How much more will this run down to is the only thing. It's right into its weekly pivot at the moment, and these are normally points which I like to look for in a upward trend that you can see here. Normally look for a buy potential. Now saying it's between a rock and a hard place, that's for sure, because it's got a resistance sitting above there, and okay, we've come to a bit of support. There is the potential, I think I mentioned it yesterday, there is the potential that it could just come back up there. It doesn't look good though. It looks more on the short side here, on the lower time frames, and again you just saw the reaction to the underside of their daily pivots yesterday. Had already broken through, came back and rolled off here. Question is today, are we going to see more of the same? Are we going to see a continuation down here? And certainly a possibility. It hasn't hit the daily pivot, so if it rolls back through the S1, the S2 becomes a reasonable probability. US dollar CAD, again still weakening here now. It's the reaction to these prior highs here, showing the strength, and it's broken through again. This is what I was looking for yesterday. If it was going to do anything, let it break through the weekly pivot, which it has. It looks like it's on for its R1, which would be a double top here. So again, quite late movements. It's actually all went from sort of 4 o'clock time, and looking, well, still looking quite solid in that movement, but not necessarily an entry right now. New Zealand dollar's held up that bit better, but coming back towards its weekly now. Again, this as a bit of support onto this. It has its possibilities. I just don't really like it too much because it's already put a lower high in, which you can see on the, well, actually you can see it obviously, but there's the previous low, and so we've broken that low, so it's putting a lower high and looking soft in. Not at the moment looking as soft as the Australian dollar. The Australian dollar seems to be in a much steeper move here. This is a bit flatter. Dollar Swissy, right, okay, again, okay, this hasn't come through yet, but the potential is that it could roll over here. I think it's more likely now. If we see a continuation of the other markets today, this will follow suit. A break back above this weekly pivot could be a good move. Of course, you've got resistance shaping up in terms of the 34 and 50. Not a lot of data coming out this week, so that should affect the Swissy. So it could be held up into those sort of moving averages and slowed down a little. But my preference, I know it's done what it's done here, but if it doesn't break the pivot, fine. It could be coming off for more downside, maybe back to the prior body lows, or even right the way down towards its S1, but more likely to continue the push to the upside. Okay, there's the majors, majors. Let's just quickly look at gold. So, but I should say on the Forex markets, in a nutshell, if the pound comes back and does a bit of a retrace and then starts selling again, maybe a better opportunity. Euro, as I said, if it breaks its, if that breaks its daily S1 as well, got the potential of the S2. There's a few of those. Gold, let's look at a daily point of view, really just consolidating here. Did have a little bit of an off day yesterday, but it's had a little bounce this morning. It's just gone a bit ugly here yesterday. Looking soft at this stage, might have a continuation, but here you go. It's not my preferred time to be trading. I prefer times to trade things like gold. I prefer it after 11 o'clock when the spot price is fixed, etc. It's a better time in the morning. And oil after 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Now this is coming off and riding its way down there, or has been coming off. It's just slowing up a little bit where we are at the moment. Yesterday it did manage to break down some more, but it's still quite slow, but moving in that trend. I'm just looking in terms of we might find some support back into the yearly pivot that sits below. There's a few lows around that area. Otherwise, well, we could be in for a bit more of a correction. Right, okay, equity markets, S&Ps still pushing up slightly yesterday. Not the strongest movements, very small range yesterday there. Really consolidating around these highs here. And quite ugly looking. Hanging on every word every speaker says, really. But I think there's a lot of people pricing in the prices, interest rates staying flat for longer, maybe. But all these three markets are pretty much the same. The DAX is a bit more oomph in there this morning. It just started to go yesterday. It carried on pushing on there a bit stronger as well. So a bit more momentum seems to be there. Although looking at this weekly picture here, it's already done. It's running into its R2 now. That might just slow things down there. Although the pivot's a little bit pinched, it seems a bit tight. FTSE, it's not going anywhere yesterday. Just got stuck yesterday around there. There is that gap still. Weird. Becomes a target if it starts breaking down, but it's just not breaking down. It looked like it was going to do it one stage yesterday morning, but it stalled, rolled, moved back up. Right, not a lot else to add there. As I said, with the Forex, just watch for the reactions, and some of them breaking down their S1s. Could be a bit of a target. It's a bit of a small target there on the euro there. That's the only problem when they're in trend. The lower pivots are quite pinched, but could get a bit more out of that. Okay, I wish you a great day's trading, and I'll catch you later. Bye for now.